Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rick with Rick's Toy Room. And after a conversation with a friend of mine, Joe, we were discussing just some old vintage Hot Wheels, right? 95 through current. And in the midst of the conversation, I forgot that I brought up the Mattel and Hasbro licensing agreement that is going to go on for the next, I think it's 5 years. And I just thought, you know what? Maybe the fans out don't know this. Maybe they haven't seen the news. But back in April on the 24th, corporation, both Mattel and Hasbro's press release announced that Mattel and Hasbro are going to get into a licensing partnership. It kind of makes sense. I mean, these have been the two biggest powerhouse toy companies forever. Mattel's not doing so hot. I mean, Mattel's stock right now is only down to about $17 a share. And Hasbro was at like 54 and some change couple hours ago. So, I mean, great idea for these two to collab, and thinking about what they've got coming out totally makes sense. So, you've got the Barbie Mattel movie coming out, live action sometime this summer. It's got, I think, Margot Robbie and I want to say Jake Gyllenhaal, but I know that's not correct. But you got the Barbie live action movie coming out. And then you've got the new Transformer Beast Wars movie coming out. Now's a perfect time if you're going to do some kind of cool collaboration to do it. So the first three properties that have been announced for a collab between the two companies. Sorry, time for some rum. The biggest collab that's going to happen is they are doing a Transformers Uno and Transformers crossover Hot Wheels. Now, that's big, big news. We'll get to that in a second. And then they're doing a Barbie Monopoly. So it'll be the first time that Barbie's going to get her own Monopoly board. And again, being that it's the first collaboration between two toy company powerhouses, I mean, these are items that you're going to want to go look for and put away for a rainy day. I mean, think about it. Barbie's had everything else in the world. Why wouldn't she have her own Monopoly board? Why not run the world, right? So that's going to be a big, big piece. Personally, I think I'm probably going to buy one or two of them and stick them in the closet for a rainy day. The Transformers Uno, whatever. I've seen some Uno crossovers before. Uno and Nintendo did a licensing deal for The Legend of Zelda. Uno's had a couple other licensing for... I mean, there's been a ton of Uno licenses out there. If you go to GameStop, they've had Uno cards and various different video game properties now for the last few years. I actually own and play with the Uno Zelda cards. I really like the art on them. So those I don't think are going to be a big deal. I mean, granted, like I said, it is one of the first pieces from the cross-branding properties. So maybe put a set aside in case the deal goes south, or in case one of the companies buys the other. Most likely Hasbro buys Mattel. They're in a prime position. But actually antitrust will probably stop that. But what I really was excited about, and that's one of the reasons I came and did this conversation, or did this video, was to open the conversation up. What do you guys think? Transformers cross with Hot Wheels. Now, just think about this, right? Transformers have done some really cool cars. They've done, Optimus Prime's the semi-truck. They've had Hot Rod, who's a nice little race car. You've had plenty of Transformer crossovers, whether it be with the DeLorean in Back to the Future, whether it be the Top Gun F-14 with Walmart for that exclusive, whether it's the Jurassic Park. And what's weird is Mattel and Hasbro did a crossover. Well, technically, I guess it would have been Hasbro and Universal when they did the Transformer Ford Explorer with the T-Rex Transformer. That was a Universal crossover with Jurassic Park, even though Mattel owns the license for the Jurassic Park diecast cars. But if you think about it, now's going to be the shot that we're going to get a Transformer twin meal. I mean, you take one of the most iconic Hot Wheels, one of the first Hot Wheels made, right? One of the first Hot Wheels designed by Larry Wood, and you cross that over with a Transformer and give it the ability to transform. Dude, you can't miss with this. I can't even begin to imagine the the cars that they could do. They could do a Volkswagen. I mean, Transformers had Bumblebee as a Volkswagen Beetle, but do something like the Beach Bomb, do something like the Cool Combi, do something like any of the Hot Wheels original designs, and now they're going to turn around and make them Transformers. Again, this is going to be a line that I'm going to buy 2 or 3 of each for my personal collection and stuff in the closet and store, because this is going to be one of those times where it's just going to be flipping awesome. I mean, this is almost as cool as when Sega finally went under and then licensed Sonic to Nintendo, and they did the Mario vs. Sonic Olympic Games. Now, granted, the title doesn't hold a lot of weight, doesn't hold a lot of money. Sega basically lost any and all validity as a video game company, and they got a few IPs that they're holding on to, but they kind of died. Hasbro's not going to die. Transformers aren't dying. Mattel isn't dying. Hot Wheels aren't going away. I mean, this is going to be a massive crossover. Just the same with Barbie and, like I said, Barbie and Monopoly. Now, granted, there are a ton of Monopoly crossover properties that aren't worth jack, right? You've got the Coca-Cola Monopoly. You've got Disney Monopoly. You got every version of Star Wars Monopoly. The special editions, the New Hope, Episode 1. Like, they made a Monopoly for every Star Wars movie that was there, plus some. I get it. The monopolies themselves may not hold a lot of weight, but the fact that it's going to be the crossover with Mattel, I'd be really interested to see what this, what other license agreement they've come up with and what other properties are going to cross over and release. I'm going to be very, very interested to see some of the ideas. I mean, you could do Transformers mixed with Matchbox. You could do G.I. Joe. I mean, think about it. G.I. Joe themed Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels with G.I. Joe deco, or G.I. Joe character cars. Dude, a Serpentor flipping Hot Wheel. I'm in. What other properties is Hasbro? My Little Pony. You could have My Little Pony Hot Wheels. I mean, you could have... Those character cars would be kind of funny. You could obviously do a My Little Pony. Well, Hasbro already owns Monopoly, so you could do My Little Pony Uno. Mattel's got Fisher-Price. Mattel's done Masters of the Universe in Fisher-Price. Mattel owns Mega Bloks, so you're talking you could get a Mega Bloks version of My Little Pony. Not that you'd do Transformers, because Hasbro did Creo years ago that was Transformers and G.I. Joe, and it kind of just fell off. It didn't hit the mark that they were hoping it was going to do. But, I mean, what other properties really could you... I mean, you could do a lot of stuff. Hasbro owns Nerf, so you could see, Hot Wheels-themed Nerf guns. You could see Nerf-themed... You could see Hot Wheel-themed Nerfs. So you could do, like, Hot Wheel cars that are like the Nerf dart, right? Because Hasbro already did back in Comic-Con 2021... 2022? No. Further back. They did... What year did I go to Comic-Con? I forget. But they did Nerf crossed with Transformers. They did an Optimus Prime and a Bumblebee single-shot Nerf gun. We had a blast with those things, man. I bought like probably 10 or 20 of them. And I think we opened a couple at one of the Chicago cons, and she had a Nerf fight in the middle of the hotel. Yeah, I just think this is going to be a very interesting licensing merger. And stick to the news. I want to see what else they come up with. Like I said, the number one thing I'm looking forward to is the Hot Wheels cross with Transformers. And I cannot wait to see some of the Larry Wood cars as Transformers officially licensed. And I will definitely own whatever one they come up with. I'll put them on the shelf. And then I really hope to see some... G.I. Joe versions of Hot Wheels, and you may even see Lady J or Baroness Barbie. Now, mind you, Mattel or Hasbro already has the rights to 12-inch figures, though they haven't done a 12-inch in quite some time. I could see that maybe they release a license and let the women of G.I. Joe as Barbies, right? Like Ken as, Duke, or Ken as General Hawk, even though, let's be serious, Ken would never make a General Hawk or Duke. But hey, you never know. Maybe we'll see Ken as Snake Eyes. He's still not going to be Ray Park. I don't know who you're going to make Ken. We'll make him Flint. Flint's a joke. Ken as Flint and Barbie as Lady J, or Barbie as CoverGirl. Like, there's a lot of possibilities here, guys. And I really, really hope that you guys are excited as I am, and that I would love to hear. So comment out what crossovers between Mattel and Hasbro would you like to see? What Barbie figures or Barbie dolls would you like to see as Hasbro characters? Dude, you figure if they're doing, Hasbro owns Mr. Potato Head, you could do Barbie Mr. Potato Heads, like, which would be really weird and really break Barbie's figure, but you never know. But what crossovers do you think are going to come out of all this? Hasbro has the X-Men license. I don't think they're going to do X-Men just because that's Marvel property and Disney already has their deals with Mattel. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I want to hear what else you guys think. Tell me in the comments what you could possibly foresee as crossovers. I could see Hot Wheel mainlines. I could see an Optimus Prime in vehicle mode as a Hot Wheel mainline. That would be awesome. Seeing Megatron as, any variation of him that's not the gun as a Hot Wheel. Let's see. You've got, again, Transformers that are decked out in the original Hot Wheels. Dude, Spectre Flame Transformers. Let's go. Again, Barbie in G.I. Joes. I mean, a Lady J Barbie. I don't collect Barbies. I'm not a doll collector, but I will put a Lady J Barbie up on the shelf. I used to have the Barbie NASCAR. It is what it is. What else could you see? So we already know they're doing Uno. We know that Hot Wheels and Transformers. We know that Barbie's getting Monopoly. A Hot Wheels Monopoly would be cool. I mean, every piece is a different Hot Wheel car. That would be awesome. I'd buy that. Hell, I'd open it and play it by myself. I don't care. Because no one likes to play Monopoly with me. It takes too long, apparently. It is what it is. So just let me know, what properties do you think? You've got so if you think about Hasbro, you got My Little Pony, Transformers, G.I. Joe. I think Hasbro owns Beyblades. And then Mattel. Now, again, we got to go first-party licenses, though. You can't cross over like the DC license, because DC's Marvel, or DC is McFarlane and Hasbro. And yes, I'm going to keep drinking more rum. I'm going to help this video go through. So first party license, Mr. Potato Head on Hasbro side, Mr. Potato Head, Monopoly, G.I. Joe, Transformers. On Mattel side, you got Barbie, Play School, Fisher Price. Just Fisher Price, not Play School. Barbie, Fisher Price, Hot Wheels, Uno. What else does Mattel own? Mattel owns like a lot of wild properties. Hasbro's got Nerf. I mean, we could see a lot of really, really cool items in the next 12 to 24 months. And like I said, the contract, I think, goes for 5 years. So it's going to be some cool releases. All right, guys. Like I said, I want to see in the comments, what mashups do you want to see between Hasbro and Mattel? I will come back and go through some of the better comments, and I will do another video, and then we'll see if we can dig up some paperwork from Mattel or Hasbro in trademarks and see what products are coming out. Also, too, not a sponsorship, but just a shout out to my guys, Toy News Eye. They used to do Toy News International. It was a cool magazine back in the day, price guide, collector guide. I read it. I had a subscription. They're still around. This is where I got the feed from, by the way. Toy News Eye broke this back on the 24th. I'm just now coming to you with it because I thought, again, it would be a cool video. So keep in the loop on those guys. Subscribe to them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter and on Instagram. Same thing. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll go through it all. And as soon as I know more, you'll know more. But let's do it. Let's do a poll. What is going to be the coolest mashup between Hasbro and Mattel? Definitely thinking Transformer mainlines and or premiums. I'm thinking Barbie G.I. Joes and Mr. Potato Head. I'm not a good fan. There's nothing Mattel's got that Mr. Potato Head can do. Meh. Be gone, peasant. All right, guys. Next video.